punch it. So you can definitely feel it's a CVT. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the all-new Mitsubishi Outlander. First and foremost though, as always, if you're going to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a CVT automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 24 around town, and then 30 on the highway, with power outputs being 181 horsepower and then 181 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go to the front end of the Outlander. So first off, you guys can see we've got some distinctive lines here on the hood, but overall pretty simplistic design. And then we have this cool LED daytime running lights, and notice that the daytime running light is separated from the headlight itself down below. And then we actually do get a fog light on top of that. So like lots of different lighting elements here on the Outlander. Parking sensors here on the front end. We do have a front camera there, and you guys can see the sensor there for the cruise control. And then notice the Mitsubishi logo front and center. And for those of you wondering, yes, this is built on the same platform as the Nissan Rogue. And also, if you want to see more videos like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Let's move on. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 255, 45, 20 in the front and over in the rear as well. You guys can see here with the silver on the top portion of the wheel, and I guess whoever had this before me, yeah. Anyways, you've got darker elements there below. Overall, I think the wheel design is pretty cool. And then you can see here with the fender flare, and then notice how it doesn't continue here on the side like most SUVs and crossovers. So kind of interesting. Two-tone design with the mirrors, and then also look at the pillars as well. And then also, you can see that trim piece there. And so altogether, I actually think that from a side view perspective, with all the lines and everything that are happening, it's pretty good looking. So here's our key fob for the Outlander, pretty normal key fob, and you guys can kind of see it as super similar in shape and everything to a Nissan key fob. But we have our unlock lock function, and then the opening here for the hatch. Press that and it'll pop right open. Now first off, we've got these to throw down the seats, and yes, this does have a third row, which apparently doesn't have headrests installed in it right now. But anyways, underneath here, I bet the headrests are down here. Yes, they are. You guys can see them right there. We've got the cargo cover down here as well that you can put in. And overall, I mean, with the third row up, you guys can see not a massive amount of storage space. Pretty typical for this segment of crossover. But with the... that's for the second row. That's for the third row. With the third row down, and then with the second row down, we've got quite a bit of storage space. I'm going to leave that in because that was so stupid. It was hilarious. There you go. Now finishing things up with the rest of the rear. I really like the style of taillights. They kind of look like the taillights on a Lamborghini, like this. Look at like the Y shape right there. And then you got normal badges here on the back, and then we do have parking sensors here on the rear. Also, every single manufacturer car from Nissan has a Tennessee plate, and this does too, so it just kind of reiterates the point that this is a Nissan. But anyways, that's the back. It's cool looking. Now, popping inside here, this is where things get really fancy. So first off, we have a sunshade here, and like everything is covered in padding here on the door panel. And so it just looks really high quality, and you guys can see like the design and everything. But then, you know, just it's nice to have padding all over. And then same thing here with the seats. Look how nice these seats look. You can see the cool design there. It's perforated there on the center, and then the stitching here on the side. Ooh. Now getting in. Yeah, pretty decent amount of room. We actually have a storage pocket here. We've got our own vents here for the back. We have our own climate zone, and we've got heated seats here for the rear. And then, do we have a cup holder? No, I guess, well, actually, yes, we do. So I'm going to give this a slight L for the cup holder armrest because I had to pull a strap and pull this down with my other hand. I couldn't just pull it down with one hand, so I couldn't film it for you guys. But it at least has it, okay? Let's head to the front. I just realized I forgot to move this forward and show you guys the third row, and I think that this pretty much sums up the third row experience. Also, my head is touching the top here, so I guess if your kids are extra little and extra legless, then they will be just fine back here. So here is the front door panel. You guys can see the padding there at the top, and then down below with the stitching, and look at the design here, and then more padding. And then we've got our, well, wannabe carbon fiber trim, I guess is what we'll call it. I really like the finish on the window controls. That looks nice. We've got mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in. They also have blind spot monitoring. And then with the front seat, you can see again, cool design there in the center portion. And then look at the bottom portion of the seat. Power adjustments here on the side. And here's the pedal layout down below. And then we got stuff like the heads-up display right there, opening the trunk. And then you can see more padding right there. Steering wheel's manually adjustable. Let's pop in. So here's the steering wheel for the Outlander. It's actually really nice. So you've got like soft touch here at the top and at the bottom. It's perforated here on the sides and get a slightly better grip. We do have paddle shifters here on the back. They call it an 8-speed CVT, by the way, on the window sticker. Controls for the center, stack, volume controls, you know, practical stuff. We do have adaptive cruise control. Now, I do need to make a complaint while we quickly talk about this. This does the lane keep assist via braking, which is really annoying. I'll kind of talk about it a little bit more later, but they need to get rid of that. Anyways, we have a turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock, and there's the steering wheel. So here's the center gauge cluster. It's a full digital gauge cluster. You guys can see I've been averaging 31.2 miles per gallon, which is better than what it's supposed to get. So I think that's pretty impressive. I guess we got to dismiss that. But, you know, again, it looks good. You can see basic bits of information just like most other modern vehicles. So they've done a good job on that. And we do have some different drive modes. I love the little graphics we get. So we have an eco, normal, we have a tarmac, and then we have a gravel, snow, and then a mud mode. Yeah, they're going all out with this with the different drive modes. And I love how you get a little picture. But anyways, there's the center. Now here's the infotainment screen. First off, if we pop it into reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and then notice the bird's eye view as well. If I actually put it into park and then press the camera button, there we go. You can see the front camera view. So this has like this cool 360 camera view. Now as for the infotainment system, again, basically taken straight out of a Nissan. I love the old school clicking sound like a mouse. I don't know, I just think that that's fun. But response time's good. It's got the shortcut bar at the bottom. It's frankly easy to use. And guess what? We have both tuner buttons, which is very important to me because I hate it when I have to change a channel with a screen and I can't just twist a knob. But there you go. Really nice padding down below, and then also here on the dash with the stitching, and then you can see more of the, we'll call it the Farbin fiber because it's fake carbon fiber. Anyways, climate control. So again, we've got the climate zone for the rear, dual for the front, heated seats, heated steering wheel, and then wireless phone charging pad with a bunch of USB ports and everything. Shifter for that CVT, and this actually does come with hill descent control as well. They got a lot of off-road goodies. Parking, brake, and then we've got our auto hold, and then a couple of cup holders. And center console, pretty good space. I like this. I also like the trim here. Yeah, they've done a good job with this interior, I think. And then here's the glove box, pretty normal setup. And then up top, we got the sunglass holder controls here for the center panoramic sunroof, you know, the usual. So here's our window sticker for this, and I guess since this is a pre-production car, then, well, yeah, information may have changed. So anyways, total MSRP on this was originally $37,995. I think it's close to like $40,000 now, but whatever. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility of the hood. You guys can hopefully see the heads-up display. Both the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring, both the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So setting off in the Outlander. And if you guys are wondering, I will be doing a review in the near future on the hybrid model that is new for the 2023 model year. I'm just waiting for my local Mitsubishi store to get one in, and then we'll get a review for you. So don't you worry about that. But in terms of how, you know, the normal version of the Outlander drives, first off, we're going to pop it into the tarmac mode and then punch it. So you can definitely feel it's a CVT. It's not quick by any means, but it gets up and it moves. One thing that I will say is, although this shares a lot of stuff with Nissan, it seems like Nissan's kind of holding back a little bit because obviously Nissan has the new turbocharged 3-cylinder in the 2022 and 2023 Rogue that has more power, more torque than this. And then on top of that, I've driven that CVT and it's a lot more like quick with the transitions and just feels sportier overall. And it seems like, again, Nissan doesn't want Mitsubishi to have that. That would improve this quite substantially. But this setup, you know, for the segment that this is in, for what this is trying to do, I think it's actually pretty solid. But just understand, it's not quick by any means. It moves. It's a modern car, but yeah, it's not gonna blow you out of the water with its acceleration. Ride quality is actually pretty good. When you go over bumps, I have noticed that this doesn't have a whole lot of wheel travel, which I know that that's not important for non-off-road vehicles to most people, but like it is at the same time, because that means that you feel the bump because it like hits the bump stop pretty quick. And so it's fine until you go over a big enough bump, and then it's basically fine until it's not fine. I think that's a good way to describe how this is. And you know, from a noise perspective, I feel like it's pretty good. Like this is actually you know, pretty close to what I would consider, you know, an entry-level luxury car. Like it's got a really nice interior, it drives pretty well, it's quiet, it's comfortable, like it's got a lot going for it. And so, and you look at the price of this too, and it's really appealing, because getting a third row crossover, even though the third row itself isn't really usable for adults, and it's, you know, pretty usable for kids, yeah, I just think that there's a lot to like about this overall. And so I guess summing things up here with the new Outlander, if you're basically looking for a people mover that is very comfortable, that is pretty stylish as well, gets great fuel economy, especially, I mean, when you look at most third row SUVs, they get usually like lower 20s, depending on what it is, right? And so you can imagine, you know, even with the hybrid models of those, still you're getting close to this. And so like once you put the hybrid powertrain in this, it's going to be just really good with the fuel economy. So yeah, it's not particularly exciting, but it's a great inexpensive people mover, and I think that's going to be a lot more appealing to more people as the economy continues to do what it is doing. And so let me know what you guys think about the new Outlander. I'm excited to see what the hybrid's like, but I think that this version of the Outlander is still a really nice vehicle. That's going to sum things up with our video on this Outlander. I will see all of you in that next video.